watch Nigeria TV News Briefs. Here are the highlights for today. Nigeria set to host African business leaders at World Economic Forum. Analysts say massive investment will sustain rebased gross domestic products. Customers' confidence in Nigerian banks shoots up. Nigeria's capital importation portfolio hits $40.4 billion in 2 years. African leaders take side with Nigeria on European Economic Agreement. Nigeria's external reserves appreciate by $292 million. My name is Lola Day, and with me is
Falake. Nigeria set to host African business leaders at World Economic Forum. The Federal Republic of Nigeria will be hosting the World Economic Forum Africa, a summit of governments and business leaders next week. Nigeria will be using the platform to make a case for its role as the natural economic giant in the world's largest frontier continent. The country will host heads of state and executive from companies including General Electric Company, Bati Enterprise, and Dangote Group, headed by Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote. The summit, with the theme Forging Inclusive Growth, Creating Jobs, is poised to be the biggest yet, with the World Economic Forum saying that the interest in the Nigerian meeting has been unprecedented.
Analysts say massive investment will sustain rebased gross domestic products. Analysts have called for massive investment in socio-economic infrastructure so as to sustain the rebased gross domestic product of the country. They spoke at a finance conference organized by Lagos Business School with the theme Resilience of the Nigerian Financial Industry in the Face of Changing Global Circumstances. Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of Financial Derivative Company Limited, Mr. Bismarck Rewane, noted that though rebasing has made Nigeria the largest economy in Africa, the infrastructure base of the country has not changed in the last 20 years. He advised the government and financial institutions to focus on sectors that would build infrastructure.
Customers' confidence in Nigerian banks shoots up. A new global survey reveals that Nigerian bank customers have the highest level of trust for their preferred financial service providers. The Ernst & Young 2014 Global Consumer Banking Survey, released April 28 in Lagos, showed that 69% of Nigerian banking customers had confidence in their banks, the highest in Africa and second highest globally behind India. A study which surveyed over 32,000 banking customers in 43 countries, including Nigeria, Kenya, and South Africa, shows that after a number of years of sharp decline, confidence in the banking industry is on the rise. The results are particularly striking for Nigeria, whose banking industry nearly collapsed in 2009 as a result of bad debt crisis, forcing the central bank to fire the chief executive officers of 8 lenders and bail them out with 620 billion naira.
Nigeria's capital importation portfolio hits $40.4 billion in 2 years. The National Bureau of Statistics has revealed that Nigeria's capital importation portfolio is valued at about $40.4 billion between 2012 and February 2014. According to the data released on Tuesday, the portfolio investment equity accounted for about $28.2 billion, while revenue from bonds issuance stood at about $2.2 billion in the period under review. The foreign direct investment portfolio in equity was valued at about $3.1 billion, while FDI in other capital stood at about $96.5 billion. In addition, portfolio investment in money market instruments stood at $2.98 billion. Meanwhile, the aviation sector of the economy accounted for 48.8 billion naira in the rebased nominal gross domestic product in 2013, according to the National Bureau of Statistics.
African leaders take side with Nigeria on European Economic Agreement. African ministers of trade and experts in trade and regional integration have aligned with Nigeria's position on the trade liberalization deal with the European Union under the Economic Partnership Agreement. According to them, this will have a long-term negative impact on the continent's effort towards industrialization and job creation. The minister spoke during the extraordinary session of the Conference of the African Union Ministers of Trade in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia yesterday. The meeting was convened to discuss Africa's common position ahead of the October 1 deadline for signing of the EPA with the EU, the establishment of the Common Free Trade Area by 2015, extension of Africa's Growth and Opportunities Act by the American government for 15 more years, and Africa's strategic response to World Trade Organization negotiations, among others.
Nigeria's external reserves appreciated by $292 million. Nigeria's external reserves have appreciated slightly by $292 million this month to $38.142 billion on Monday. The latest value of the external reserves represents a marginal accretion of 0.8% compared to the $37.850 billion it stood on April 1st. Financial market analysts attributed the gradual accretion of the reserves, which are mainly derived from proceeds of crude oil, to the dwindling appetite for the United States dollars at the forex markets. Nigeria's forex reserves have suffered a sharp decline over the past 3 months, dropping from $42.85 billion at the end of December 2013 to $37.83 billion as of March 20, 2014. The erosion was then attributed to the pressure on the naira and the determination of the central bank to maintain price stability through repeated interventions in the forex market.
That'll be all for today.